It's fun sitting down in what's really my second home here on the New Day set, and all the fall decorating has been done for me. And if you're looking for a fall tablescape to wow visitors or just change things up, New Day producer Susie Wiley got inspiration from our friends at Lucky Home.
Okay, so we're putting together a fall tablescape, and I think the hardest part is not knowing if it's too much or not enough.
Well, this is a lot.
This is a lot. But, you know, sometimes you put out just a pumpkin and a floral and then call it good, but it doesn't quite work together.
Yeah.
So you're going to show us how to kind of pull an entire tablescape together.
I will. And the scale of this one is larger, but you know, sometimes you want something large on a coffee table or an entry table, or maybe you have a fireplace that you want to do a long
dining table.
Down a dining table. Yeah, absolutely. That would be a really big one.
So we start with inspiration, you said. Where did yours come from?
My inspiration came from this beautiful runner that came in. It's kind of in between a purple and a burgundy, or maybe people would call it an aubergine.
We just like to say that.
With a little embroidery of the sunflowers on it. I think it's just beautiful.
And not traditional.
Not traditional
that's the whole
colors.
Idea, is use some things that you have, you love, or that just speak to you, like this one.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we pulled that color in with a lot of traditional colors in here too. And I love it. And actually, it even came in a little pillow, and I just love this whole grouping of the velvet pillows that match it.
Okay, so the next step you said is you pick a container, and this is quite spectacular.
This is an incredible container. This is a hand-carved bowl out of Indonesia, and they all are one of a kind, different shapes and sizes. Generally, these ones are fairly good size, but there's also a lot of different smaller options of things that you have.
If you have a smaller space, or if you don't want anything, maybe you just want this width to go on a little side table.
Exactly.
You have things like this that are smaller. Okay, so we have our container, and you really love this one because it brings in that natural. I know you've
and
said.
I love how it curves up. Just lots of character to it. And the way I start is, first of all, I like to do kind of a layer of either some sort of stems. We did some greens in here and then added kind of a little bit of the rosy copper.
Okay, so you're going to lay
those
those down first. Everything's out at this point. Lay these down.
And then I kind of pick out, like for me, since it's fall, I wanted to do our beautiful glass pumpkins. I mean, these are absolutely incredible. They're kind of sinking down in here, but just absolutely gorgeous.
And we should say the store is actually brimming with glass pumpkins.
we believe in glass pumpkins. And so I've done some that are a little more rounder and flat. Done tall ones, so just a little
because that's important.
Focal.
You want that height
different height, different locations. And I stayed within maybe 3 to 4 different color ranges of it, but all kind of a rich flavors.
And going back, of course, to our inspiration, we need to call back to the runner for inspiration.
And I decided we needed some other color in here to pull it out. So the little hydrangeas kind of pull the yellows, and even there's a little of that, burgundy aubergine in there as well.
And the textures, they play a role too, right?
Absolutely.
Because you have the sleek glass, but then you have the rougher texture, right?
From the flowers, and even in your succulents here, look at the different kinds of textures. And that's another nod that I drew back in from the runner, is the coloring of that purple, to also pull not just the green succulents, but a lot of the succulents that actually has those natural colors that come that way.
And seeing the burgundies or aubergine.
And isn't this pretty? Just even the little,
really pretty.
I mean, these little succulents. And literally you just start poking.
Right.
You kind of leave maybe a few places open.
So that was a question that I was going to ask you is what do you do to step back and say too much, not enough? What's the process there?
You don't want to use all the same greens. Like I said, we use some with the coloration in there, some that are not, but you also want to use different shapes, and you don't want to just overkill it. And that's exactly what you have to do, is just step back and look at it.
Remove some things, add some things.
Exactly.
And I seasonally would have looked at this and thought, oh, that's too light to put with something, but you're saying no, especially when you're mixing greens.
You don't want all the flat same color.
Yeah.
You
Which
really
makes
don't.
sense when we look at the forest.
Because look at the lights here and some of the real darks found in these. But then also that is a good base for any time of season.
Right.
You can take this whole thing, pull out your pumpkins, maybe pull out your succulents. It's got the purple and burgundies in it, and just add a light color for spring.
And I'm thinking if you were to use something much smaller here, you would still start the same way, right? With maybe a green layer here.
Exactly.
And then you put...
And show some of your wood, though. You want that wood to show. And if you have a little more space left on your table, you can always do like a little grouping off to the side, or for fall, maybe you want to leave your pumpkins are too big, put on there. Put a couple little pumpkins right beside it. And
Use some greens and the florals here and put your pumpkins off to the side.
And use this as kind of part of the grouping and not everything on it.
Ah, I like that idea. Okay, the last thing we want to talk about when we're putting our table together, you say we often forget the scent.
You can make your house feel like a season, like fall, by the scent people smell when they come in. And here's just some great examples of some candles. They've got pear and pomegranate and pumpkin and sandalwood and oh my gosh, just incredible scents. People will walk in the store here and just say, I know, that's a good one. And look at the beautiful vessel it comes in. I don't know if you can see that sparkle that's in there in the gold.
And now if I'm not going to light this, could I also use it almost in decor as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nestled inside?
And often if people want to light it in there, you know, you can buy just a clear little vase that comes up a little bit higher, and you can still put it in your centerpiece if you want your centerpiece to glow.
And I should say these are wonderful because they smell great even if you're not lighting them.
Oh, they do. We've got lots of fragrance going here without even lighting a candle.
We often forget the scent, so that's important. All right, I think we're ready for fall and entertaining.
We are.
And we're ready for fall here. I found one of the glass pumpkins here, so I feel excited about that. Thank you, Susie. All the designers at Lucky Home in Issaquah's Gilman Village can help you design a tablescape. You can start from scratch or work in new items with whatever you already have.